A long-form narrative monologue. Hello, dear listener, take a slow breath, let the world outside your headphones soften, just for a moment. The emails can wait. The expectations can wait. The noise of life, the things you carry, the weight you don't speak about, all of it can wait, because for the next half hour, I want to sit with you in a space made of words, silence, and something a little like truth. Tonight's theme is simple, but its depth is ancient, beginning again. Becoming after unbecoming. Growing after the fall. Waking up in the middle of your own life and realizing the story is not finished. We all know this experience. But few of us know how to talk about it. So tonight, let's do that. Let's walk through the forests of change, the valleys of heartbreak, the rivers of uncertainty, the quiet dawns of possibility. Let's explore how humans break, how they rebuild, and how they remember themselves in the process. Every life has a moment when the momentum stops. You are moving forward, doing what you were supposed to, fulfilling roles, checking boxes, navigating responsibilities. Then suddenly, there's a pause. Sometimes the pause is gentle, like a soft ache you can't name. Sometimes it's violent. A rupture, a collapse, a door slammed shut. But either way, the pause comes, and in that pause, you discover something terrifying. You don't know what comes next, or who you are without what ended. It might be the end of a long relationship, the loss of a job, the fading of a dream, the collapse of confidence, the death of a version of yourself, or simply the slow erosion of a life that no longer fits. Beginnings rarely start with excitement. They begin with interruption. The old rhythm falls apart before the new one introduces itself. People imagine change as a single moment, a dramatic epiphany, a sudden breakthrough. But humans don't transform in moments. They transform in seasons, long seasons, seasons where life disassembles you piece by piece. You lose interest in things you used to love. You feel restless in places that once felt comforting. You wake up tired even after sleeping. You feel like you're walking through a dream that used to be yours, but now feels like someone else's. The disassembling is subtle. You don't fall apart all at once. You unravel gently, like threads loosening on a sweater. You watch yourself in the mirror and realize the eyes staring back are searching for something true, something missing, something you haven't named yet. This season is not a mistake. This season is a message. Something in you is preparing to become someone else. Earlier, I shared the stories of Noah, Layla, Mateo, and Mara. Now I'll take you much deeper into their journeys, because each represents a different kind of rebirth. Human transformation is not one path. It is 4 archetypes, 4 inner mythologies, 4 directions of renewal. Let's explore them fully. Noah lived carefully. He chose stability over adventure, certainty over possibility, not because he was weak, but because he feared disappointing others. He arranged his life like furniture, neatly, predictably, leaving no room for chaos. But life is allergic to stagnation. Growth begins where comfort ends. Noah stayed too long in a life that had quietly expired. It wasn't until he woke up one ordinary morning and felt a heavy emptiness in his chest that he understood. He had become a ghost in his own story. The moment he admitted this truth, even silently, the universe shifted. Beginnings always start with honesty. Layla was loved by everyone, admired, respected, relied upon. People came to her for advice, comfort, encouragement. She was a lighthouse. Everyone else's storms mattered more than her own. But one evening, while washing dishes, she felt something crack inside. She had spent her entire life being valuable to others and had never learned how to be valuable to herself. Her beginning came from exhaustion, from the weight of always being strong. Transformation doesn't always come from courage. Sometimes it comes from finally being too tired to pretend. Mateo believed in control, in order, in strategy. He planned his life like a skyscraper, precise, stable, carefully engineered. But life, in its wild wisdom, doesn't follow architectural designs. He lost everything he had built, financially, emotionally, relationally. He felt humiliated, shattered, directionless. For months he wandered through disbelief, but losing everything revealed something he had never considered. He was building the wrong life. Beginnings sometimes come disguised as ruins. Mara was brilliant, creative, intuitive, visionary, but she grew up in a place where brightness was punished, where potential was mocked, where ambition was considered vanity. So she built her life not around possibility but around invisibility. People praised her humility, but humility became a cage. Her beginning wasn't triggered by crisis. It was triggered by longing. A longing to finally become the person she kept hidden under layers of fear. Some beginnings are born from the desire to be seen by yourself. When you begin again, your inner world changes, not all at once, but slowly. Like weather, some days you feel full of clarity, sunlight, openness. Other days the fog returns. You doubt everything. You want to go back to the familiar pain because at least it's predictable. This emotional weather is natural. Transformation is cyclical. You don't walk a straight line from old to new. You move like the moon, waxing, waning, bright, dim, revealing, retreating. The weather inside you is the process. Let it change. Let it be no new beginning is possible without letting go, but letting go is not forgetting. It is not erasing. It is not pretending you don't care. Letting go is acceptance, acceptance that some people are chapters. Not whole books. Some dreams belong to your past self. Some versions of you no longer fit. Some places were temporary shelters. Some stories have endings even if you didn't want them to. Letting go is not a loss. It is a release. You free your hands so you can receive something new. You free your heart so it can beat again. You free your future from the gravity of what hurt you. Letting go is breath. Breath is life. Life is movement. You don't rebuild yourself in a grand gesture. You rebuild yourself in small routines, tiny disciplines, quiet courage, consistent honesty, soft self-kindness. Rebuilding happens when you drink water instead of giving up on the day. When you stand up after being emotionally flattened. When you try again even though your hands are shaking. When you forgive yourself for being human. When you choose the new path even though the old one still whispers your name. Rebuilding is subtle but powerful. It is the quiet rearranging of inner furniture. Every rebirth has a morning. Not a literal morning, but a psychological one. It's the morning when you realize you're no longer who you used to be. A morning when the future feels possible, your breath feels lighter, your thoughts feel cleaner, the world feels like it has room for you. You feel, finally, like yourself. This morning arrives slowly, quietly, softly. You don't even notice it at first, but one day you laugh more easily. You speak more honestly. You smile without forcing it. You wake up without dread. Something inside you has shifted. This is the true beginning. Beginning again is not a one-time act. It is a continuous practice. You begin again every time. You choose growth over comfort. You choose truth over habit. You choose yourself over approval. You choose possibility over fear. You choose peace over chaos. Beginning again is a lifelong commitment to who you are. Becoming. It is not a restart. It is an evolution. A remembering. A reclaiming. A returning to your original self. Dear future self, I hope you read this on a day when you feel proud. I hope you see how far you've come. How brave it was to walk away from the old life before the new one had revealed itself. I hope you remember that the person you are now was built by the courage of your past self, the one who tried, the one who failed, the one who cried, the one who got up anyway. You are the result of every moment they refused to give up. Take care of this life. It was earned. Love your beginnings. Before we end tonight, I want you to hear this in the deepest part of your mind. You are not late. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are not behind, you are becoming, and the universe is unfolding around you in ways you cannot yet see. So breathe. Be gentle with yourself, walk slowly, all new beginnings start quietly. Yours is beginning right now.